Welcome back to Fast Money. Another wild ride on the crypto coaster today as Bitcoin plunged below 10,000 before bouncing back. The chart master calling for a move to this 10,000 level 2 weeks ago.
What we've got here is this and then a consolidation. This and then a consolidation. It's just breaking out. So we're back to the days of the Bitcoin bug, perhaps. I think the important thing is not about how high it can go. It's that the lows of December are likely to stand as important lows and that this is an enduring thing to be played on the long side.
Looky there. The Bitcoin bug appears. Carter, what's next for Bitcoin?
Well, this is the Wild West, to say the least, but let's draw some lines because you always can. That's the beauty of charts. So we know around 3,000 made it lows in December, and we've had this great run up. But really, it's quite optical. It's quite orderly, despite all the sensationalism. It has been a well-defined trend line, and it has found that trend line repeatedly. And the sell-off today, it's a 4-session sell-off, peak to trough of 30%. We essentially got quite close to the trend line. Charts are important, not because I say so, because they've been around for hundreds of years. The level is right, and I think the betting should be that you will get a bounce, you will get a bounce, you will get a bounce, and you will get a bounce. Let's pull this back a few more times. Here, to put in perspective, is the bigger picture. We know we had this huge consolidation, which is what this is, and it's effectively, I think, that is your optical setup. Pull it back a little bit more. Our all-time high at 19,500. Can we get there? That's anybody's guess. But what we do know is this is quite orderly. The lows should stand as major lows in December, and this pullback, 30%, I think it's an opportunity to get long if you're not long already.
Hey, Carter, is the chart basically that broke down? Why is that not possible every time? In other words, we saw that Bitcoin basically through those Decembers up to the December lows actually at one point really just gave up. And you had to, is it about establishing a new base?
Well, that's right. But remember, if you really had a long-term chart, of course, it's not only down here, but it's down to the carpet, down to the floor below us, right? So it's still way, way up from its inception in that sense. And I've left that off of here to put this current action in more sort of immediate relief. But the point is that this was such a big base, and it was so abandoned, and it was so hated, just as this was such a base from which it collapsed, so that you had really this standoff, and you had this epic collapse, you had a base again, and now you've had this very symmetrical recovery. I think that establishes those lows as the main event.
You got the bulls coming out of the woodwork once again, Carter. Is 20K, a call for 20K, is that nuts in your view?
Former highs are important. And, this thing, it can move 30% down. You could do that in a matter of hours, the truth is, right? So it trades 24/7. I like the pullback. I think that's key because the pullbacks are what actually keep it going because you're shaking people out. You're hurting people every time you pull back who won't come back again or who maybe will when it's much higher.
So it's not nuts?
I don't think it's nuts. And the first chart you saw is very chartable.